Welcome back to Monster Train, everyone, and here we are for another run. And it might be time to go back to try another expert challenge. The new DLC is coming out soon. I'd like to get all these done before that comes out, just as a little project, as it were. So see what we can do here. And maybe we'll start back at the beginning again. We'll do Controlled Chaos. We start with a random deck and can duplicate cards. So we get a bunch of extra cards, and we have a duplicate service to the merchant. I think Random should be able to handle this. Let's give it a go. Alright, so here's the cards we get added for the Covenant, but additionally, we'll have to see what's in our deck, so let's just take a look at everything together. And check our boss as well in our factions. Let's see, so we're playing Awoken Umbra, and it's Exiled Awoken, okay. And we have the Seraph that saps. Alright, that's handleable. So, first thing I want to check, because we have Root Seeds instead of our regular healing, what kind of healing do we have access to? It looks like Awake is the only thing. We have 4 Steel Enhancers, kind of fascinating. Oh, we have a Wildwood Sap for heals as well. We have a Tome for Quick, okay, that's kind of interesting. So you have 2 makings of a morsel on top of Shade Splitters, so that's pretty good. And a Cannibalize as well, so we're reasonably set up to generate decent morsels. We have a bit of extra draw with the 2 Invigorating Solutions and of course the Root Seeds. Wretch maybe does some with minor morsels, but overall not too exciting. And yeah, these 4 Steel Enhancer is kind of interesting. We're going to want to look for a unit that likes buffs, which we already want because the Root Seeds anyway. So we're still low on healing, so Woken Tanks probably aren't going to be our best bet. But we have a lot of morsel generation, I like that part. Sember Forge maybe does something, probably not. And yeah, the Quick Tomes, also kind of an interesting one. So, yeah, probably going to be relying more on the Umbra half of our deck, though Awoken could end up having some good DPS for us with multi-strikers and sweepers, having good benefits from the Root Seeds and Steel Enhancers. Okay, so we can either get free stings or get extra energy, and Hell's Banners is generally just a relic that I found really, really powerful, and especially with Umbra, when you can activate it off playing morsels, it's so much extra energy, so we'll be taking that one over the stings. Let's see what our champion has. Alright, and I've mentioned this every time this has come up, but to reiterate, I don't like the Strangler path right away, just because rooting early in the game actually sort of tends to cause more problems than benefits, as your champion or whatever's in front of it just can get killed because you just don't have enough damage to support this. To support a bunch of units sitting there for a while. So we're going to go with the quick upgrade for now and see what we can do with that. And, I do like picking this up later once you have some solid DPS, or just a tank that can handle a lot of punishment maybe. You are happy to have the rooted effects so that stuff doesn't leak through to your pyre, but in the meantime, we'll just go for the quick one. Has solid base stats that can handle early bosses pretty well. Alright, enemies on each floor. We have actually 0 sources of damage between all of our cards, so if we take this, we are taking some damage. But, these early trials don't deal that much, so I think I'm happy to do it. The extra money is quite useful. And we'll try to do some fighting around the middle, maybe to... well, floor's smaller, it's a little bit unfortunate. So these guys are all getting through. I guess we'll just try to set up at the top and defeat at least part of the next wave. Unfortunately, didn't draw very many units, so best we can really do is just play our champion, and well, we'll draw a lot of extra cards next turn, which is cool. Alright, that's all not great. Definitely want to get a Train Steward going. Play this Invigorating Solution. Play a Steel Enhancer. And I think I'll play a Steward here in the middle. Yeah, I'll take another energy as well, and then we'll just Primal Dust here. Yeah, unfortunately not really getting the kills we need right now. Just low on DPS at the moment, but it is what it is. Let's see, can we save this? These are dealing 7, so a Steel Enhancer actually saves this, which is nice, or we can play a fresh one there as well, which would also work. And then can we get up to 45 damage here? This is 32, so we need 13 more. 6 and 6. Oh, we're just 1 short. That's a little bit unfortunate. So in that case, there's not a lot of point, but there's also not a lot of reason not to just go ahead and do it this way. We will at least kill the next one with this, though the unit in the back is still a problem. Man, let's see, this does 30. We don't actually have any way to enhance it right now anyway, so too bad. Yeah, there's just very little I can do to improve the situation up top, so let's focus on the bottom maybe. Play an Ember Forge and a Train Steward just to get a little damage out there. I guess that's fine. Using a bunch of energy as well, which there's not any room, so I can't do much with that energy. Yeah, I guess I'll heal this, and I don't know, give you quick. Oh, you already had quick. Well, whatever. Okay, so I ended up taking quite a bit of damage on this first fight. I don't like that very much, but oh, there's just not a lot I can do to fix it at this point, so here we go. Alright, there we are. So let's see what rewards we get. Of course, pick up our free money here, and then Vine Grasp, Razor Sharp Edge, and Sting. I do like Vine Grasp here again. We have 0 damage in the deck currently, like direct damage, so having this to be able to deal with the unit in the back is huge. So I want another Morsel Miner or Packed Morsels type situation. I think I do. That might let me remove some of these Shade Splitters down the road if we have other better ways to do things. Having more Miner Morsels also makes Wretch a stronger card, so I don't mind picking this up. We have a little bit of extra energy with the Hell's Banner, so the fact that it's expensive isn't as big of a deal either. And it's always tricky here. I would prefer the Umbrian, as I'd mentioned, but Merchants of Steel just tend to be a little bit stronger. Though there is one in the next circle, so maybe I could go this way, improve some of our spells maybe, pick up a number unit, and then go with the Merchant of Steel here. Not too likely to want to duplicate this early. There's just not going to be that strong of a card that we care about duplicating. So yeah, I'll switch it up a bit and go this way. Holdover is interesting. Alright, we also get duplicates at the merchants anyway, so the duplicators are even less less important than usual here. Alright, let's see what unit we find. Alright, this is not the best of the Gorgers, but I do want a Gorge unit, so I'll take that one, and it should do a good enough job for us, hopefully. Over the Morsel Maker, I don't need more ways to generate morsels right now, I need ways to actually put them to use. And then, is there a spell that would be excellent with Holdover? What's our other upgrade? The 20 magic power consume. It's not too helpful. I'm almost considering putting it on Vine Grasp just because it's our only damage in the deck, but The if we could also put 10 damage on it, I would strongly consider that, but as is at 3 damage, I'm less excited. Could put it on Making of a Morsel, and then reduce the cost. So we're guaranteed one of those every single turn. That isn't bad. But I don't know that's worth the money, is the problem. Like, I think the deck would be better for it, but I don't know that it's worth 115 gold, basically. So what I'm going to do instead is just reduce the cost on probably one of these. And I don't think I want to do anything else, actually. I'm just going to hold our money for improving this unit and the unit we get here at the Merchant of Steel. Alright, we got haste and spikes. Spikes are annoying. So we'll probably want to set up our champion at the bottom and then the Crucible Warden at the top eating some stuff. Oh man. Yeah, the fact that it's going to be big clergyman waves makes me not want to take this spike, because we're going to leak some of them through, so I think I unfortunately have to keep this one off. We just won't have enough DPS to kill everything. Especially if that's a smaller floor. Alright, well there's a bunch of extra energy. Go ahead and play one of these, and the wretch unfortunately not doing much here. Our champion also going to be taking quite a bit of damage here, and don't like that. And we keep missing on the collectors because, again, we don't have any sources of damage, so this is all pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, let's go this up here. That should give us more energy. Now we can just kind of do everything. I don't think I want Ember Drain, so I'll just leave that off. Yeah, and that wasn't a lot of damage, but they both had Spikes 3, but a lot scarier, and we're going to leak one more here, so... Well, I guess we won't because of Vine Grasp, still. Don't know how good this Ember Forge is, but I guess it's fine. Put one out there. Alright, I guess with Sweep it's actually pretty bad, but yeah, well, it is what it is. That doesn't actually change anything. Yeah, the Steel Enhancer doesn't buy us any time on the back end, doesn't do anything on the front. We're gonna take... Well, this will die, so we'll just take 1. So we're taking 7. So no, well yeah, because we have regen. I think this buys us an extra hit? Yeah. Math's hard, guys. Alright, definitely want that, and sure, that one as well. And of course, no room for the rest of these. And of course, our middle floor is going to get skipped because of haste, but this should be good enough. I don't know why I'm playing this stuff, it doesn't actually matter, but here we are anyway. Alright, let's see what we find. Razor Sharp Edge, Sharpen, or Restoration Detonation. I'm sort of interested in Sharpen here. Spikes are a way to sort of deal with the weaker back units a little bit more permanently than something like Vine Grasp. So I might pick that up just for the spikes. The extra heal would be alright. Razor Sharp Edge, decent as well, but we have a lot of buffs already, so I'm not as worried about that. I'll take the Sharpen though. And I don't know about a 4th Minor Morsel card, but maybe? Don't think I want Ember Drain 4 at the moment. Though we do have a lot of extra energy, it's still a little bit too much, I think, and packed morsels, probably more morsels than we need. But you know what, I'll take another making, why not? We have really big decks, so having duplicates of that is totally fine. Alright, let's see here. Large stone, battlestone, heartstone. Okay, so mostly health upgrades. Let's see what we can find here. Ooh, sweeper, okay. So that sort of invalidates the pick I just made for Sharpen, but you know, I'm okay with it. Shattered Shell is going to be great for us. We can even give it quick by pairing it with our champion, and it becomes fantastic. So that's going to be definitely a route we want to pursue. These aren't amazing upgrades for it though, so let's see. I might give a large stone to Crucible Warden. All it really wants is morsels on its floor, so I don't mind making it bigger. And then if there's additional room, maybe we can drop something, a one-tile unit with it, if we find one down the road. And then reroll, unfortunately, a little too expensive, so it's either do one of these basic things or just hold, and I think I'm just gonna hold. I could maybe do this. Maybe that's fine. It keeps it out of range of some of the sweeps and stuff like that. Also giving it a little bit of a bonus. I think I'll take the somewhat suboptimal upgrade there. Of course, check out our cave. Okay. So Hellhorn likely to give us Rage, Awoken likely to give us a Regeneration card, and Melting Remnant, probably not anything we want. I wouldn't mind one more of these, I think. They're totally fine. Alright, let's see what Daedalus has in store for us. And he's here with Damage Shield and the Constructed Explosives, okay. Probably not too relevant since we don't have ways to hit them anyway. But it is a pain. Alright, well, we drew our combo here, as it were. So that's great. Deploy these two, and that should wipe out the small stuff very readily. Do this. And let's see, I guess our Crucible Warden can go actually in the middle where there's extra room, because it doesn't really matter since Steward can go at the top, or some amount of Stewards can go at the top anyway. I'm gonna just let this one die, I think, and still be fine. Alright, it's very much preferring that floor, that's fine by me. So we'll go Warden, Morsel, draw a million cards, and I think I apply this to our champion just because it's a little bit weaker in general. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Might sacrifice Emberforge? It's a little bit awkward, but I think that's actually correct. I didn't get all the morsels there because I didn't quite do the math right, but that's fine. So then I can go making. Shouldn't have a Kanto on that floor, of course. What can you do? And you know, let's get a Train Steward up here with this. And what else? I'll give this quick, that seems fine. And then just buff our sweeper, maybe? Alright. I think we're doing perfectly fine here. This is unfortunately going to explode because of the damage shield. Bummer, what can you do? I guess I'll avoid Incanting here. The root seeds aren't like such a huge thing, though I do want to make sure, of course, to do this first, get our free energy out of it. And then we can even put one up here as well. Steward gets to survive that. Lucky for him. And yeah, let's retch, I guess. Let's see. Let's Vine Grasp first to make more room in our hand, and then do this, and yeah, we get some Morsel Miners, which is good. I play a couple more good morsels up here. And there we are. Have to consider capacity as a possibility. We have a lot of morsels that we can generate, but not sure it actually matters that much because we don't have that many units to put down with it either. It might depend a little bit on what we find as a boss reward here. Let's see, you hit for 9, so 9 times 3 is 27. So we'd have to get up to 35 to survive. Oh, but we have a bunch of regen. Okay, so this math, you know, this floor is going to kill anyway, so I'm not going to worry about the math too much and just do it this way. There we go. Perfectly fine. Alright, let's see what we find here. We get another option of Furnace Tap, Cycle of Life, gives us more spikes. I'm going to take the bolts here. We have pretty good energy with the Hell's Banners, so it will take a while to upgrade this though, just because of the size of our deck, but I think it's okay. Shadow Siege, costs 6. Technically playable if we can. Let's see, this gives us 3 from the second unit. Ooh. I really want to pick it up, but man, it's a tall order to get this into play right now. And we'd have to take capacity as well. But these two aren't useful, so let's see, we have one more banner we can grab, and that's it. Yeah, the additional sweepers just don't do anything. I think I'm gonna pick up a Shadow Siege in what is probably a pretty foolish decision, and then try to find some way to deploy it. Because when you can get this into play, it is pretty darn good. And then, yeah, I'll take the Light of Seraph at that point, just to be able to deploy it. And now I have to decide if I actually want to go after another Umbra unit versus just going this way. Remove would obviously be fantastic. An artifact could maybe help us play this Shadow Siege in some fashion. As far as Umbra units that would be useful, we could use maybe the one that multiplies things. Morsel Master, Morsel Maker, one of those two. To get additional benefit from all of our makings. That's one option. Another Gorger would sort of work. We don't necessarily have room for it, but maybe. Yeah, I might just not worry about it since we picked up the Shadow Siege. That's a floor of its own if we can just find a way to put it into play. And the Crucible Warden is one floor, and then the Shattered Shell plus our Champion is another floor, though they'll have extra room, but that's fine. We can throw some morsels in there for a little bit of value. So I'm actually going to skip out on the flag here and hope the artifact can do something for us. It does not. This is pretty useless. I'll take the Root Split Mask because that does something at least. Let's see, our Champion. Not the upgrade path I was hoping to find. Really wanted the this thing one, since that gives us more health, and our Champion's looking like it's going to be our tank right now, so buffing its health would be really helpful. With this, well, so let's think. I have extra space now, which does also change things a little bit. I technically don't have to pair the No, I think I still have to put the champion with the shell and get that quick benefit out of it. Alright, well, I don't want this, so I'll just take additional multi-strike stacks, it's fine. And then get on removing some stewards. Or I guess the Ember Forge is even bigger, so it's probably worse. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, the artifact was a bit of a dud. Let's hope we can get through it. Alright, Spell Shield is at least not at all of a problem, since we again have no spells that care about that. Okay, that being smaller is fine. Unfortunately, the Shadow Siege, until we find some good way to get into play, is going to just get in the way in our opening hands a lot of the time, but it is what it is. We'll do this, and then play these other spells here. Alright, it's at least rooted. Definitely want to play that, of course. Then we can play Morsel in order to get some energy. Which means I get to play Blazing Bolts, I guess, on this collector. Slightly awkward. Go ahead and regen there. That's all I've got. Alright, I think we're just gonna let these guys go, unfortunately. Try to play around the middle here with the Crucible Warden. That means I'm never getting the Shadow Siege into play, but that probably wasn't gonna happen anyway, this particular battle, so it's fine. Wretch looks fine here. I could play an Enhancer first. Make additional room. Just maximize our morsels. Let's see, I get to heal. I get to root seeds. Or sharpen. Let's do that, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so here... it's actually a pretty decent morsel. Let's cannibalize a Train Steward instead. And then, let's see, lifesteal. Okay, so we definitely want the lifesteal one here. Then I can making one... I don't really care about having lifesteal on this. Well, it's missing a little bit of health, so you know what, sure, let's have it top off. This can just go up here, it's fine, and it's there. Yeah, we are coming up a little short on DPS, which is expected because of the whole Shadow Siege situation. But, you know, there's just not much I can do about it. Play these. And get some of that. That's rooted, so maybe we can kill the boss here on the first floor, and we do. Alright, that's great. Very nice. Click 19. Not the best, not the worst. Do I want a second Awake or a Wildwood Custodian? I sort of have room for this, but I kind of like having that room for morsels. And Graph doesn't really do anything, so it's between Awake or nothing, and I don't mind having another big heal, I think. So I'll pick that up. Ooh, Crucible Extension's interesting, as is Excavation Eruption, though we have our Backline unit is pretty well handled with the sweeper, so I'm not worried about that. Do I want extra space though? We could... God, we don't even have a good unit to duplicate is the issue. So, I think this is a skip. Alright, and trinkets plus cavern versus a magic merchant. I'm gonna go this way again. Trinkets are one way that we could try to get our Shadow Siege into play, as is a cavern, so... I think that makes more sense than the Merchant of Magic and so Petty Cash. Okay, Mind Jacks is fine over Drop Cage, which doesn't currently do anything. I don't quite know what Mind Jacks does for me. Again, because we chose not to take that extra unit, like, it just means if Shadow Siege sits in the middle, I guess it can eat some morsels or something. It's probably all that really comes down to, but oh well. Chain of Gems, pretty interesting. Trader's Quill, no. Firewall, probably not. Might go for a reroll here, might just buy the chain. Let's see what's waiting for us in the caves first. This is a spike? Okay. Spike of the Stygian's generally a good one. I think more so than these other ones. Obviously don't want the Waxen one. Giving Arena's Burnout is bad. And this one's just a little inefficient, but this is pretty good. So I'll take the Stygian Spike. We have a lot of energy on some of our turns. So yeah, do I want a Chain of Gems? It is very good. Basically, let's put morsels like in front of the champion or something as a really solid way to absorb some hits. And that is very useful, don't get me wrong, but I might look for a reroll and try to find some other way to, again, if getting this Shadow Siege into play is just like critical right now. So I think I'm gonna have to be a little greedy and hope we can find something here. Okay, well, I'll buy Fossilized Fangs because that also is very good, but it doesn't help us with the main issue we're having at the moment. Probably end up going this way. Yeah, probably. So, do I save my money? I'll buy one or remove. It's pretty cheap, the first one, and there's lots that we can certainly get rid of, so let's cut another Train Steward. And hope that we have enough damage right now. Okay, we got a bunch of sweepers. That's not a huge deal. 15 armor, though. Is that a big deal? That kind of is a big deal. Shattered Shell's going to have a hard time killing anything to begin with, and that means it's not going to get stronger. So I think we have to keep this one off, unfortunately. As I mentioned, we just don't have that much DPS. Okay. Loves giving us Shadow Siege on the first turn, too, which is really not where we want to be, unfortunately. Deploy this top, I guess. Oh, did I mess up? No, I couldn't have deployed the Shadow Siege, no. That was just... Yeah, 5 is just the energy we're going to be stuck with no matter what. Okay. Just felt like something might have happened there, but... was never actually a possibility. Alright, Crucible Warden actually wants to go to the top, I think. Go making... Root Seeds this guy. Alright, here's the shell. That helps a little bit. Let's see. Alright, so so moving on. The rooting here is gonna help at least a little bit. We're 3 damage short of this kill. Can we fix that? I have a root seeds, but that's it. Oh, man, it's tough. Yeah, that's really all we can do with that. I do need to play this for the energy. I think I mentioned that already. It's unfortunately going to die on either of the other floors, so I guess we'll just play it in the middle. Definitely give this quick, even though it doesn't change much here. Give this a bit of regen. And I think a bit of attack as well. And I guess I'll hold on to this. Doesn't really matter much. Alright, Wretch is sort of useful. You get to eliminate the Sweeper this time around. And Spike as well. Let's see. So let's see what this gives us. Oh, this only has 2 morsels in it? Okay. Well, still, that gives us a bunch of extra energy, so we could potentially apply a bunch of Frostbite somewhere to kill something. Or apply only little to maybe kill this marksman, for example. A couple of options. I think I'll definitely play this. I think I like playing Awake here. Get us back up to full, and then just have to figure out if playing the Spike here to just eliminate this guy entirely is better, or playing on something like the Clipped Guardian. The Clipped Guardian is going to get 3 hits on the Pyre right now. This will reduce the damage that's coming in, and probably get rid of 1 of those hits. I think that's worth it. Oh, and of course this sticks around anyway. Okay. 9. Fortunately, the sweep's back, so that's tough. 49 is going to get healed for 10, so I will actually just need a slight amount more damage to kill it, so that's great. We'll do that. And again, because the sweep's here, no reason to play any morsels on that floor. But I can play one here, as well as playing a unit here for the energy. And let's see, with the boss coming, I could Immortal trade here. We have all this regen as well, though. So I think I don't even need to bother with that. Alright, nice. So we get to eliminate that boss before these become a problem. It's great. And there we go. Still don't think I'm interested in these cards. Don't really need the energy. I don't want to deny ourselves the draw. Yeah, these effects are just not really what we're looking for. Haven always an interesting one, but the current setup we have doesn't really require it. If we wanted a big floor, we could just build it in the middle. So there's not much there, I don't think. And we have enough room that I don't need Feast and Excavation Eruption. Again, we have our Sweeper for that, so I'm going to skip here. Alright, we're going this way. Some much needed Pyre health. Some more removals that are definitely good as well. Probably still looking to remove the Train Stewards. They're worse than the spells we have, even if the spells aren't necessarily all great. And let's see. Okay, Multi-Strike's a good one. I think on the Crucible Warden makes the most sense. We're looking to feed this a lot of morsels, so it's going to be pretty powerful. Not as excited about these two. I guess we don't have much money for anything else. I mean, do I want to give this like 10 more health or whatever? Sure, I'll give it 25 health. I don't know. Alright, we're off to Arcus. Okay, smaller bottom floor, minorly annoying. I could ignore the bottom. The Shadow Siege plan is still not really happening at the moment, so I could just set up in the middle and the top, and that would be totally fine. So maybe I'll do it that way. Does mean these guys are gonna put some junk in their deck, which is, I guess, the downside of that plan, but it's what it is. Get rid of that. Quick. There we go. Our champion, unfortunately, hitting too hard, not letting us get kills on the Shattered Shell, but oh well. Let's see, I have 2 Shade Splitters, so definitely play those 2. These things. And yeah, sure, you can have some damage shields, that's fine. That's not a great hand. There's a making. Unfortunately, we don't get a second morsel, so turn with a little less energy here. The rooting continuing to be somewhat useful, which is great. Okay, so here I want to go making Shade Splitter. Put them up this way, that gives you more energy for more of these. Perfect. Gosh, this has multi-strike, whereas this has sweep. I think the sweep might be a little bit better right now, so let's buff that one. Oh, that's a pretty bad draw. I do like Root Seeds here, just so we can get this killed in one hit and do another hit there. And then we'll put one on the champion and do that. Oh, there's this finally. Let's see, I can do some other things first. Let's do that. And then just have to decide where to put this. And here makes a lot of sense. Shadow Siege. Thanks, buddy. Alright, well. Hoping that our top floor can handle the boss with 15 damage shield, I'm sure it will be able to. Yeah, this floor not really gonna do much in that regard. And yeah, the boss is dying. do some other stuff for the heck of it. Alright. Pretty straightforward. Get some cash. Kindle. Okay. Spikes of Life Adaptive Mutation. Is Adaptive Mutation any good? I think I might go for the Kindle. We have a couple X spells, and of course, we have our Shadow Siege, which is a way to get that into play. So let's give that a go. You know, it's a bit of a long shot, and I'll take the Compound here. Again, we have energy from the Hell's Banners typically, so just drawing extra cards is pretty good. And let's see. Remove Merchant Magic plus coins, or duplicate an artifact. Still sort of excited about artifacts. Magic Merchant, with the deck so big, improving spells just kind of has a low impact overall, unfortunately. So I might go this way, the duplicate. I'm sure I can find something for. Yeah, let's try to get lucky on this artifact. I'm gonna check out what my champion upgrade is first. Okay, we can grab the Incant here, which gives us a little bit more health and the ability to get some extra attack. I think that's worth it over doing... Well, I don't know, we have been having trouble with damage, and we are quick, so the triple strike is pretty big. Ooh, that's tough. This does also have the advantage of giving those things right away, which gives you extra draw on the following turn. That's helpful. So, am I going to cast enough spells? Basically, the Incant sort of overpowers this. It's pretty tough to overpower an extra, what, this is 40 to begin with, and this is 75. So an extra 35 damage. So they have to cast 35 spells. Well, no, just half, right, because of double strike. So that's a little more doable, and I do like the extra health as well, so I think I'm going to go with this version, but it is close. And then, let's see, we got... Okay, Teeth of Gold is decent. Sketches of Salvation. Man. Do I want to play... Do I want to put a Sketches of Salvation in my deck? It will just... I have a duplicate here as well, right? Yeah, I have a Hellvent here. Alright, I guess this just became a Sketches deck, because I can duplicate this Shadow Siege, and then my middle floor is just going to be 2 Shadow Siege, a Crucible Warden, and a Shattered Shell in some order. And that should basically be fine. Huh, alright. Didn't expect that to be where I end up, but here we are. Duplicate this Shadow Siege and hope that can carry us to victory. Spell Shield 2, certainly happy to do that one. Now our champion's gonna be a little bit awkward. Just kind of on its own there, and of course, no chance of ever getting any Gorges off either. So this just became weird, but that's totally fine. We'll get the champion going on the top floor. No real reason to play these things, I think. It's fine, I'll just get my incants going. Get all this going. Let's see. Yeah, this isn't even gonna survive the first volley here, so let's just get that going on the Shadow Siege. I guess I could Prismal Dust. It would be nice to have the sweep around, though. Oh, I can also quick. Let's see if I quick this unit. Does it have any chance of actually living? Maybe. Let's give it a shot. I'll give this quick. Well, I should play some other units first if I can do that, but I guess I didn't draw 2 Morsel cards, so I can't Okay, so quick here. It's still currently dying, but I can also give it some Prismal Dust. Which seems fine. Okay, now it's taking 15. It's a lot. And I guess, yeah, let's just try to keep this alive. I don't know. Well, we'll see how that goes. Obviously not the unit you want to end up in the front on this configuration, but, well, we can't do much about it, so... It is what it is. Let's ignore these guys. No reason to play this Kindle, but I guess there's no reason not to, so sure. Give us an extra incant. Let's see. Well, let's see if this keeps it alive. Alright. Good stuff. Couple more morsels. And sure, I'll just root seeds here. Alright, well, it looks like it's finally going to go down, but it did a lot of good work for us. So, happy enough with that. Let's see, I can retch, which will give me a couple of really decent morsels. And then that'll allow me to play some of these other cards. Well, if our sweeper's gonna die, let's maybe try to eliminate one of these back units. Okay. Oh, here we go. Maybe these spikes will be useful again. Are back. Let's cannibalize that. Not amazing hits. And there we go. Alright. Well, certainly don't want these dinky units. Their Sketches of Salvation. And not really interested in Pyrogrow either, so I'll take a skip there. Gem Drove's somewhat interesting. Prism Retrieval would have been good. Not as good anymore. Engine Upgrade also okay. We can certainly reduce the capacity in the middle, it won't matter ever. Is that better or worse than Gem Trove, just to give everything a shield? I think it's better. Alright, we can go here for another duplicate. And honestly, just duplicating another Shadow Siege is probably fine. And we'll just remove, I guess, the Sweeper at that point as our weakest unit. Or we go here and finish upgrading the Shadow Sieges we have, as well as the other units. Maybe try to give this a little bit more health in case it ends up in the front, something like that. If we can give one of these guys multi-strike, that's about as good as having another one anyway. So there's some consideration there. And gets this Pyre health, which isn't that important. Yeah, I think that sounds fine to me. Alright, we can also duplicate at the store anyway. That didn't even occur to me, but of course we can. Okay, quick's good. I'll put quick on one of these, and then maybe duplicate it. We might be able to do something pretty gross here. If I can duplicate and purge once, it's 180. Just the floor of quick Shadow Sieges is usually going to get the job done. So let's duplicate that one. Okay, for a purge. Yeah, I should have gone the other way, maybe. Well, but then I wouldn't have gotten this quick. I don't know. It's all close. We'll remove you. So now the deck is 3 Shadow Sieges, 2 of which are quick, plus our Crucible Warden, of course. And I could afford one more duplicate and one more remove if I want. For, what, 270? Is there anything super exciting here? No, nothing too exciting there. I'm gonna reroll here first, see if I can't pick up another good upgrade. No, that's not it. Okay, so 270, if I want to do that. So let's reroll here as well, see if we can find anything insane. Not quite. Firestone Housing's closed, but we don't have enough money afterwards to do what we want. And Hell Pact. What X spells do I have? I have Kindle, which is obviously kind of fun with. But I think I'm actually going to dump this Crucible Warden, even though it deals 70 damage. It's just not as much as a quick 200, so let's go ahead and duplicate Shadow Siege again, and then remove Crucible Warden. And that's the deck. I think I'm happy enough with that result. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing how this doesn't win, so. Go ahead and start doing these things. Fortunately, I have room for 2 of these guys. I will Sting here just because that lets us actually hit the boss with all these guys, which is kind of nice. Just Sting away. And I might as well do this for the Incant trigger. Oh my, alright. Get this out of the way. I guess I'll play Kindle, why not? Seems fine. Might as well, I guess, get quick on the last of these, why not? And yeah, I'll just give it some shield in case this isn't enough damage somehow. Alright, doesn't matter. Not sure anything that I do here matters a lot. Yes, okay, coming to the middle. It's fantastic news for us. Unfortunately, you can't clear any of these in order for our Shadow Sieges to get more shots against the boss, but oh well. Let's go ahead and cannibalize. Ooh, another minor morsel is great. More attack as well. And sure, let's just give you some frostbite. right? Well, this isn't dying, so let's kill it. And then I guess buff this guy. Yeah, saps are starting to add up to where we don't one-shot the 190s anymore. It's actually slightly getting in the way, but I think we'll be all right anyway. That stings, of course. Sure, why not? Don't think, unfortunately, we'll get to kill the boss before the boss phase, but not too worried about it once it comes down to the real fight. And there's the final wave. Let's see, let's go Shade Splitter, Cannibalize. Holds here. Okay, I was sort of hoping to hit that, but I guess this is okay anyway. It's out of the way. And there we go. Alright. Well, that sure was a strange way to switch late in the game. But it worked out beautifully. Managed to absolutely crush the last boss with our Shadow Siege army, so more than happy with that. Got another challenge in the books. Not too hard this one, though we did fail at it before, so there's something to that. A bunch of our artifacts end up kind of useless because of the sketches late in the game, but you know. That was fun. That was definitely a lot of fun. I don't usually pick up Sketches of Salvation that late, but we had that Shadow Siege floating around the deck and finally found a use for it, so there we go. So yeah, another one in the books. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.